I was digging through a Hat in Time's files and I happened to come across this little guy. The files call him Rough Patch, and from what I can tell, he would disguise in Subcon Forest as a bush. And the moment you got too close, he would pop out and start running after you. He also has this jumping tackle animation, so I assume you would want to keep your distance. Here's a pretty crazy file I found. This is simply referred to in the game as the Oldster. It seems like an old man, and half of his animations involve him scratching different body parts. The other half are what interest me though. One animation has him running really fast like he's scared, another has him passing out having a heart attack, and the last one has him giving himself a CPR, heart pounding motion to revive himself. I don't know if the idea was to scare him, like the Mafia in Act 3 of Mafia Town, or if this was a different act altogether, but either way, the Oldster certainly has me intrigued. This find got me really hyped. This appears to be the Sand Buggy. For those who aren't familiar, the Alpine Summit level, World 4 of Hat in Time, used to be called Sand and Cells, and it was a desert level, and you would ride around in a sand buggy. We have a couple of beta screenshots that show this, but actually seeing it in action is interesting. The only thing is, there's not really much in the way of animation here, so I don't think it got very far in development. Speaking of the cut desert level, here is another character that was actually again in a beta screenshot. This character is referred to as the Shady sunburns, and given his animations involve taunting and running away from you, this is just a guess, but I think he might have been like the thieves in Spyro, in that you had to chase him down to get whatever it is he had. Could also be a prototype for the cat ninjas that made it into the final game. Either way, it's good to find another relic of the beta. This mechanical shark used to patrol the waters around Mafia Town. It was what prevented you from swimming too far out. Now they just added an air meter, and if you're in the water too long, you just drown. But this shark used to scoop you up and then spit you back out on land. And you can actually see both of these animations are still intact. Well, this one was spooky. This appears to be a subcon denizen that is, in fact, hanging from a noose. At first, I thought this was some weird type of enemy, but considering this is the only animation, just him swaying and kind of jittering back and forth, I think this was more supposed to be a decoration around the forest. Quick shout out to this old guy. While he is in the game, he has a bunch of animations in here, including one of him talking to you and a weird idol. I'm not sure that these were used. This is, in fact, the model for grown-up Hat Kid. Now, in the game's beta, there was a secret ending where you could walk around as this grown-up Hat Kid. All you did was walk around a town, you couldn't even jump, and then the credits rolled. The developers have hinted that there was a past concept where you would travel back in time and jump between timelines in which this grown-up Hat Kid would play a bigger role, but that was scrapped, and considering that she only has an idle and walking animation, I don't think it even got that far in development. And in case you're wondering, yes, in the game's files, this character is named Hat Adult. This character is simply known as the Janitor, and I remember him quite vividly from the game's beta. In the raining Mafia Town levels, he would guard certain ladders and staircases, and if you got too close, he would suddenly stop sweeping and chase after you frantically. It was pretty much a jump scare with a loud noise and everything. And with the Janitors combined with Queen Vanessa, the game looked kinda too scary for me, so I'm really glad that this character got the cut. This is Thor. He was all over the Kickstarter information for this game, and he also showed up in the beta, so I thought he was going to be a pretty important character. You also got his hat in the beta, although the hats were cosmetic back then, so it didn't do anything. Ultimately though, he never showed up in the game, so I'm guessing he was scrapped. Speaking of Thor, this file is called Thor's Airship, and this animation is called Flying. It does look a lot like the Sand Buggy, so I have a theory that Thor might have been your vehicle creator and created an airship and a sand buggy and who knows what else throughout the course of the game. Oh boy, Tim the Time Lord. This old jolly guy was kind of strange. If you look up old videos of not even the beta or the alpha, but the prototype build that was only given out to a select few people, Tim was kind of your tutorial character. He would give you the umbrella and make you do these obstacle courses and teach you how to fight, all the while flying around and teasing you. It was really freaking weird, and I'm glad he's not in the game. Also, I find it kind of funny that he doesn't have any animations outside of the ones in those prototype build, so I'm guessing he was scrapped pretty soon afterwards. Lastly, this strange creature was actually grouped in with Tim, so I guess they're somehow related. It's called the Tim Haunt. It's a 2D character that's only textured on one side, so if the camera goes behind him, he'll disappear. He has an animation where the eye looks around, and that's about all there is to him. That's everything I found so far. Admittedly, I haven't spent that much time looking, and I'm kind of sad I haven't found anything on Moonjumper. But if anything else comes up, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated. Thank you for watching.